back in 1970, God only knows. And anyway, we're all gathered around. We've got 7 boys in the family, and we all wrestle. We didn't do as well as some of the families that are in this room, but we wrestled anyway. We were all gathered around the table, and Russ did a piece on us. It was really a nice deal. And then I had the opportunity to have a lot of contact with Russ outside of the sport world. I ended up painting his house 3 times. You know? That wasn't pretty, but what the heck. I don't know. Any Russ Smith's family here? No, I'm not. Barb says I'm not going to tell it. But anyway, I would like to thank, first of all, a whole bunch of people. First of all, my family. I've got we took over 4 tables with family and friends in this place, and I think we beat the record. But anyway, I've got all of my family here, and I really obviously appreciate their support. It's a great thing. Family is a great thing, and we've got some other families in here that know that. My friends, you know, I've got some friends that actually showed up. You know, you wouldn't believe it, would you? Anyway, we got all my friends showed up, and it's a great thing. I appreciate their support. Also, I'd like to, you know, it's amazing where you end up in life. And you guys probably have thought about this too, but you know, you end up in life not so much by decisions you make sometimes, but just by what happens. I ended up being a wrestler because Bob Bozen made me be a wrestler in 8th grade at Sacred Heart School. Bob Bozen, most of you know Bob. Bob started a wrestling program at Sacred Heart and made me do it, you know, and I don't know how he made me do it, but he made me do it anyway, me and the other guy that did it. Had a canvas mat. I got a big boil the size of my fist on my knee, and then Bob went to pop that sucker. You ever had a boil popped? Bob enjoyed it. I wasn't so much in favor. Anyway, you know, and I ended up in wrestling because of Bob Bozen and so many other people in this area. So many people, Chuck Yagla, Kenny Strader, you know, a whole bunch of people. You know, you think all these great wrestlers we had coming out of Waterloo, a lot of them have been Bob Bozen's. And he's the guy who got him started in wrestling. So I ended up being in wrestling because of that. And then as I entered wrestling, do you really believe that as a freshman in high school, I had visions of being the coach at East High School in Waterloo for 26 years? I don't think so. But that's where I ended up, you know, and I'm not sure I made a decision about that. It just kind of happened to me. And you know, same thing happened with USA Wrestling. Punchy Salas, who was my assistant coach and who was here tonight, kind of made me start officiating USA Wrestling events, freestyle and Greco. And I got into that, and pretty soon, next thing you know, we're 30 years later, and I'm still doing it, you know. Steve Watchell got me involved in hosting events, being the tournament director, Steve and his wife Linda. And the next thing you know, 30 years later, I'm doing 2 national events and a regional event, you know. I ought to go back and kick them in the butt, you know. And Tom's right. That's exactly what happens. I love doing this stuff, but boy, I love complaining about it too. I get a big kick out of that part. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of people. You receive an award for doing things like this, and it's really not you. You know, it's really all the other people. It's B.G. Fenwick back in the back, and her husband Harry. It's Dana Massey. It's Mike Meixel who does all our announcing, and Larry Hamilton. It's all of the people. It's Quality Matt. You guys know about Mike and whoever the other guy is, Bernie. She's senility and stuff. Anyway, it's those guys that make this stuff happen. You know, if I could take this award, this thing, and cut it up and give all the people. Realistically, what I ought to do is give all the people that have had a hand in this a piece of the award, because they are the ones that are making it happen. They're the ones out there working. They're the ones that are going to make it possible to have a wrestling tournament at the Unidome, make it possible to have a wrestling tournament at Young Arena. I'm just, you know, I'm the guy that calls them up. Mike Garvey's sitting back there. I don't know if I said your name already, Mike, but Mike, you know, he hires all my officials. I call up Mike and say, Mike, we got to have officials for the National Folk Style. So he takes care of 45 people. He does that. I don't do it. I made a phone call. So the idea would be to cut this thing up and pass out the pieces to Tommy Thompson, who had to deal with all the mats in the Unidome, 25 mats. Well, there's a guy that likes to cuss about it too, you know. he does really well too. But anyway, if I could cut this out and give everybody a piece that actually had something to do with bringing wrestling to Waterloo, Iowa, and Cedar Falls, Iowa, and helping kids and getting people involved in a higher thing. Wrestling is that higher thing, and you guys all know that. It's not basketball, it's not this sport, it's that higher thing. That's what we, it's our life, that's what we do. And to help kids get involved in that is a wonderful thing, and a whole bunch of people are part of that. And then I'll hold on to the black part at the bottom, after I get it all cut up. You also got to thank the community in Waterloo and Cedar Falls. Aaron Boozy at the Convention and Visitors Bureau. I don't know if everyone's here, but Keith Jorgensen at Advanced Systems, who brings me a copier every time. Those guys are all doing this stuff. They're all ones making it happen. And I could keep the black part at the bottom. Anyway, I want to also, and this was supposed to be at the beginning. If I had a speech like Tom and took it out, it'd be good. But I want to thank my wife Barb for putting up with me for all these years. Back in the good old days, we'd load up and go to a Saturday tournament. Doc McCord, who came tonight, and Bert Love and Jerry Llewellyn, who most of you know, we'd jump in a van or jump in a vehicle, and we'd go to a tournament somewhere, and then we'd have fun. After we refereed all day, then we'd have a blast. And those were the good old days. Those were the times. But my wife let me go. That was, or at least she didn't chain me to the bed or something. I don't know. But anyway, I appreciate the award. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tom, for the wonderful introduction.